to breakgeek at undisclosed.com. Subject: Bree, please read this. Bree, don't delete this. I know you hate me, but we were best friends once. I need you to read this. I think I'm in serious trouble and there's nothing you can do, but I need you to read this so you understand. I know we haven't talked since sectionals. It's been forever, but what happened to you wasn't my fault. At least wasn't entirely my fault. I know everyone thinks it was, but I would never do anything to hurt you. This is going to sound crazy, but I need to tell you this. It's that someone knows. It started when we were in the 8th grade. It was the night before Crystal Classic competition. I was at home and couldn't sleep because I was nervous about competing. Well, I got on the computer and just sort of surfing the web and stuff, but I couldn't concentrate on anything. I was just sitting there, so I googled myself. I never should have done that, Brie. At first it was all the usual stuff, but when you get to googling yourself, then I found a link to a Wikipedia page about me. I thought our club, or my dad made it or something. There wasn't much there, just some basic facts about stalking, what city I lived in, but the thing that got me was that it said I won that year's Crystal Classic. I laughed and thought for sure someone did this to encourage me. I confronted my dad about it, but he denied. When I won the competition the next day, I was so happy that it was the first competition I ever won, and it felt so good. Remember how hard I worked after that? That's when my parents hired Surrogate to coach me. You know how much that must have cost. After that, I would check my page before every competition, and it would always tell the true result of how I placed. Said I would win the regionals at 15, and it all came true. After that, Sergey convinced my mom and dad that I had a real shot at the Olympics, so that's when they pulled me from school. I skated every day, but I just wasn't progressing the way Sergey said I needed to if I was gonna get a shot at the championship. I was working so hard and I was skating well, but Sergey said it still wasn't good enough. When the sectionals came, all I could think about was winning. So I did the competition, something I shouldn't have. Everyone was saying that you were the favourite, and I felt like I already lost the competition. So I made a Wikipedia account and tried to update my page to say that I was the winner. The thing is that after I tried to update the page, it checked and all it said was Annora Petrova is a selfish little bitch who's going to get what she deserves. I broke down, that's why I looked so awful the next day. I was in daze. I remember watching your routine and seeing your blade snap, and the next thing I know, I was the one on the ground and my face was covered in blood from where the tip flew off and slid at my forehead. Then they told me it was my fault because you had the skates in my possession earlier. Bree, honestly, didn't do anything to your skates. I wanted to win, but I couldn't do anything to hurt you. When they told me I was banned from any further competitions, everyone said that I got what I deserved. Nobody ever asked for my side of the story. I guess you heard that Sergey dropped me off after that. He said I ruined him, no one would talk to me. Do you know what it's like to be objectified by everyone? I couldn't get ice time, and then the page got worse. Anytime I check it, it would say all these horrible things about me. I can't tell you half of them. The language was so vile, I'd cry every time I read it, but I couldn't stop checking it. I knew I had to do something, so I made a complaint to Wikipedia. I even tried calling that, but no one claimed to know anything about the page. I was home alone that Friday night and decided to check to see if it had been taken down. The page was still there, but this time it said, Annora Petrova is a pathetic little orphan. I freaked. I kept calling my parents to warn them, but every time I'd call, I'd hear all the worst things was this horrible laughter on the other end. I must have called them 100 times, but I couldn't get the sound of laughing. After the incident, the police gave me their phones, and it wasn't any record of my calls that night. I was so devastated before that I was so busy training all day and doing homeschool. I never realized just how alone I had been the whole time. I know you tried to reach out, but I was so depressed and angry, I just shut everyone out. Once I turned 18, I got the settlement money from the course. I came to Switzerland and got reinvented myself. My skating really took off, but it hasn't been a year, and I feel like everything happened so long ago. That's why I should have been done at Brie. I'm writing to you now from a old hotel outside of Prague. I'm auditioning for the ice circus tomorrow. I know it's kind of the thing we used to make fun of, but I really want this. I was feeling really nervous and out of the old habit. I checked my page. It's so hard to say this, but when I check the page to see if I get the job tomorrow, all it says is Annora Drive, friendless and lonely, and today's date listed as the date of my death. I'm sobbing so hard I could barely type this, but I want you to know the truth. Please believe me, Brie. I attached a screenshot of the page so you'll believe me. It's just as I told you. I don't know what to do. I don't know anyone here, and nobody speaks English. I keep refreshing the page. God, it's been forever. I keep refreshing, but I still haven't changed. I'm waiting for midnight, but I don't know what to do. So I locked myself in my room. There's only a few minutes to midnight now. All I can do is refresh the page. I'm exhausted, but I can't stop. I'm afraid to leave the computer now until I know what happens next.